John Beltran, Dave Urick back from Legion Field with 6:56 to go in the game, and the opener for both teams. And it's been all Fort Morgan here in the second half. It was a 22-14 halftime lead, but they've outscored the Bead Diggers 20-0 in the second half. The new quarterback, Tanner Schaefer, hands off to Devin DeRoche with a huge hole up the middle to the 40-yard line, and he's dragged down by one arm at the 41 by Brandon Rutherford. And that's a gain of 13 and a first down. Boy, that's a nice tackle by Rutherford, considering that it did take just one arm to get DeRoche down, but I mean, he could have been gone.
Yep, it's a good thing he had a hold of him, or he would have been gone, because there was nobody else to beat, and they're right there in the middle of the field.
And you know that all Fort Morgan's going to do is just run this football. I mean, they could work on Tanner Schaefer's passing game, but at this point, with a 4-touchdown lead, running the football would seem to be the easiest solution, just to running out the clock and walking away with a win. And he's taking his time before getting off the next play. And it's a handoff running left to DeRoche and across the 45, and he's knocked out of bounds. Close to a first down as several Bead Diggers were there in pursuit, but actually he was well shy of the first down, knocked out at the 47. Give him about 6 yards in the play, and it'll be second down and about 4.
Fort Morgan's just really happy to keep running that ball over here on this side. They're on the left hash mark. They're heading northwest, and you know, all the Fort Morgan Mustangs are all lined up there on the sideline, and the home crowd's on this side, and then they just keep pounding the football over here on this side. So none of the Brush fans or the Brush players or the Brush coaches can really even see what's going on. So, you know, the Fort Morgan Mustangs are definitely playing some mind games and winning that mental game right now.
Yeah, block in the back of the flag was thrown right in front of the Mustang bench. So that amounts to a 7-yard penalty. It'll be first down and 17 for the Mustangs. At the 35 with 6:05 to go. And Tanner Schaefer waiting for that clock to get inside of 5 seconds of play clock, but that doesn't matter. Oh, no, now the clock is moving. The game clock is moving, so that makes sense. And there's the handoff right up the middle. That's Zach Green just fighting his way to around the 38-yard line, picking up 3 yards. Tyson Larrick was in on the tackle for the Bead Diggers. It'll be second down and 14. Dave, I know some Bead Digger fans are shell-shocked that they couldn't stay in the game.
You know, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked because I never dreamed that there would be this big of a margin. But, you know, the Diggers kind of came in here and just, like I've said a bunch of times, you know, they just surprised us and caught us on our heels, and they did a lot of unconventional things. And once they got that big lead, then they just started sitting on it, and they just keep the football away from us, even to the point where they run it here on their own sideline all the time and don't even let us even get a look at it. So, you know, they're definitely making us play their game.
Second and 14. There is the pitch right to Matt Godo. Cuts it back to the inside across the 40 to around the 42. Picks up close to 4 yards in the play. And getting up off that pile for the Bead Diggers is Gaston Fernandez, a 5'10", 250-pound junior. Third down and 10. The clock now reads 4:33 to go. And Fort Morgan leads 42-14.
Tanner Schaefer, he just gets under center, and then he watches that official that stands in the middle of the field get ahead, and then that guy starts to count off the count, and then he knows exactly when he needs to snap the ball. So every single play, they're taking the maximum number of seconds off the clock.
On third down and 10 for the 42. He starts counting once it gets to 5. Now it's at 4 and 3. Schaefer gets the handoff, and he swings it over to Godo, who drives his way to around the 50-yard line. And Godo picks up 8 yards in the play. It'll be fourth down and 2. Brandon Rutherford was in on the tackle along with Kyle Muir. Well, they'll mark it back at the 49, so give him 7. So fourth and 3, and the Mustangs will obviously punt the football. Well, you think they'll punt the football. Yeah, it looks like they're motioning to punt. Might be a new punter out there, Randy Colway maybe, instead of Isaac Rodriguez. Brandon Rutherford is back for the Beet Diggers, standing at the 20. Awaiting the snap. It's very high, goes over Colway's head, picks it up at the 25-yard line, and now he pounces on it at the 24, and that's where the Beet Diggers will take over. And let me tell you, Fort Morgan's got to address that issue before next week against Mountain View, because that's the second errant play they've had off the snap. One was a drop snap. That was just a very bad snap.
Yeah, for sure. They've got to work on that. They can't afford to have those turnovers or give up that good field position like they've done twice tonight. But I got to pat the Beet Diggers on the back there, because a lot of that happens because they're coming after the football, and those kids, they're worried about the punt getting blocked, and the center's worried about the snap, and all the blockers are worried about blocking their guy, and pretty soon people forget the details like a good snap and a catch back there, and that's how the Diggers have come up with a couple of near turnovers tonight.
Well, let's see if they can get into the end zone right now. First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Garcia to throw, looking, pressure, works out of it. Now he's sacked. Sacked back at the 26-yard line.